Good morning and welcome back to the van. I think today's first job has to be cleaning up because things seem to be getting ahead of us here. We were working on the van yesterday. One of the things we did was create this black panel for the shower controls to sit. I stayed up late last night making a video about the control system for this shower and the water pump, and it was completely unwatchable, so nobody will ever see it. What I was talking about was how we are going to control the water pump. The water pump sits underneath the water tank here, right there, and one of the things that I wanted to be able to do was control the water pump from the sink, which is going to be up here underneath where those bins are. And I wanted to be able to control the water pump from back here. And I was talking about how I came up with this switching system, which is this nice little button here that you press and the blue light comes on. And when you press it here, it's operating like a three-way switch, meaning the switch that will be located up by the sink comes on as well. I'll just see if that'll show up in the light here. I don't know if you can see that blue light come on there. Anyway, the way that's working is not like a typical three-way switch. We're using a relay, which is going to sit underneath here. It's just not permanently installed yet. But this little blue box is a Shelly Wi-Fi enabled relay switch. And so not only will you be able to control it by pushing the button, but the relay switch has a programmable timer, so it will automatically shut itself off after a set period of time. Right now it's set at 30 minutes, but you could also turn it on and off through a touchpad or a cell phone or a computer. Anyway, I went into way too much detail about how I did that using a program called Node-RED and our Victron equipment. And I'm not going to do that again right now because it was just, like I say, unwatchable. So today what we're going to do is, this is all just mocked up. I have to take this apart. There's some copper fittings that you won't be able to see. They're back up in here. They have to be extended down and turned so that the water supply lines can be connected. So that's going to happen. We also worked yesterday on the kitchen countertop. So let me just walk you around the van here and we'll look at the countertop. We spent a lot of time laying out how that is going to be. Move these bins out of the way. So the sink is going to go over here. This is that other water supply water pump switch. And there's going to be a tower here, and that switch will be mounted in this tower. This is the cutout where the sink is going to go. The taps are going to go here. Everything's really tight. This outer line is the outside of the sink flange. And then over here is where the induction cooktop is going to go. And you can tell by the number of lines that we moved that around a lot. But I'll probably finish this countertop. I got to bevel the edges. Drill some holes, cut some holes out, and so that'll probably be what happens today. So the way this is going to fit in here, we've got these drop-in T-nuts. And because this piece of 80/20 is already in place and I don't have access to the ends, I needed to be able to drop them straight in. And then when you tighten up the bolt, it turns the little wing and you can tighten it up and it'll stay in place. So that's what's going to happen over here. So there you have the two rough ends connected with the drop-in T-nuts. I've actually got 4 washers behind those because I really need it to come out farther. And they are solid. So this is how it's going to look after the panel's on, but you won't be able to see the connection. I wanted to make sure my centers were correct for this, although you do have a bit of adjustment with these offset unions. You can turn them a little bit one way or the other to make up for some difference if you're not lined up. So this is the kitchen countertop, the way it sits right now. We haven't finished beveling the edges and stuff, but we're just doing a trial fit to see how things are going to go in here. We spent a fair bit of time yesterday deciding where the stovetop was going to be. We have 2 of these cutting boards, and the idea is one will sit over a portion of the sink here and be removable when you need the full sink. The other one will sit over top of this glass top. And what we were working on yesterday is we've got these rubber feet on the 4 corners, and it's a little bit wider than the stove, so we wanted it so that when the rubber feet are touching at the back, that this doesn't overhang the front of the countertop, because we don't want to make our hallway any smaller. And the other option is when it sits this way, we didn't want it to overhang the side here either. So we kind of moved the location of that hole a bit back and forth for that. Of course, it won't be able to sit here when the van's in motion because it will. There's nothing holding it there. This stovetop is removable. It's going to have a plug somewhere inside. We're really fighting for every inch. There's 4 drawers that are in this area, or 3 or 4 drawers, I can't remember what we ordered, for down here, which fill up almost all the space underneath the stovetop. And there's not a lot of room back over here where the tap comes down. So I think we're going to try to fit a plug in here and then cut a hole for the cord to go back in under the sink so that we can keep these drawers as large as possible. There's also going to be a flip down tabletop from here so that the stove can be taken out and put down and you can cook outside. That's the plan anyway.